What's up, YouTubers? Just checking in with you. Rich here for 2RC Productions. It's me. Checking in with you a little bit here. I'm going to go over this video today, tell you what you're going to see. I like to mix it up. I like to mix stuff up a little bit, have different things there to watch so it doesn't get boring. I don't like to have the same thing. Sometimes I tell you the title, and it ends up being something thrown in there and mixed in there and little hidden surprises within the video. So that's what we got going today here. I'm going to tell you some of the stuff you're going to see, and then I'm not going to tell you some of the stuff, and then you're just going to have to watch to find out. But I will tell you two things. One is the Fastlane RC Storm Crusher toy grade entry level kid car that I promised you a while back, and I want to get you the unboxing today, and I'm going to get you a little run video on the floor. The wife cleared out the basement last week, and I got the whole floor. It's about 25 foot by 14 foot or 13 foot wide. And I'm going to make a little course, and right now it's just kind of wide open, and you can mess around with all the vehicles. And it's actually pretty cool. It's not that big of a space. I mean, it's a good sized space, but if you just clear out a floor, even in a room that's not that big, it's amazing how much fun you could have when it's 10 below zero outside like it is now. So anyway, number two, Stretchbox update. We've had 4 parts to the Stretchbox already. There's been a lot of video on that. I actually thought I had more video on file, but I didn't. I kind of went along and did some things without video, and sometimes when you're doing such a long process like that, sometimes you just got to roll with it and not be videoing all the time. Sometimes you just pick the stuff up, you have a few minutes, you want to do a little bit on it. That was kind of stalled out for a while. All I have left is some of the wiring to do a little bit. I'm waiting for a couple LEDs actually at this point right now. Give you a little update on that, where I was at. I had chassis parts. I worked on another part of the chassis, and then I scrapped it, and then I had some of the wiring done. I was going to use a 9 volt, and then I scrapped that, and I went to a 7.2. But I'm just going to, this is a little bit of an update on both chassis and body for Josh, my buddy Josh at Midlife RC. And check out his channel. If you have not seen his channel, check it out, Midlife RC. He just put up a video the other day of his new Trail Finder 2 ready to run. Very, very cool truck. And I'm going to get on to some run video, like I said, in the basement. There might be a couple of guest appearances in there. So again, thanks for all the support, YouTubers. I appreciate it tremendously. We're at like 1,184 subscribers at the time of this video, and we just surpassed 3, actually more than I didn't notice. And when I looked on the computer the other day when Richie was changing the Team Integrity profile pic, we were at like 3,018,000 views on Google Plus, which I haven't even been on Google Plus a year. It's probably been about 10 months on Google Plus, and we have that many views. So very, very cool, and I appreciate the support, and hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, YouTubers, with the final little view that I'm going to give you in this video is the update of the chassis, the stretch chassis. And what I did was I did a primer, base coat primer, and I did 3 coats of the hammered black finish. So it's real durable. What I got here is I got some foam board that I put in here just to fill the void. You could use it to attach radio gear or whatever he needs. And now it has a big wide open chassis. You can see it's all bolted together with the angles like you saw. Gives it that nice rough finish. Very durable. You can see the underneath, it looks really cool. So I wanted it to have as stock as possible appearing look to it. Here is the Stretchbox itself. For those of you who might not know what this truck is about, or I'm building this for Josh from Midlife RC. It's been an ongoing project for some time, and I'm down to the very, very end of it. I'm waiting on some LEDs to wrap this baby up. This week I'm going to send the chassis out to him so he can get going on the build if he wants to, and the body itself will be hopefully shortly after. I went to 4 hobby shops looking for LEDs to finish up this and Grace's, and nobody has any, so I'm going to end up having to order them online from somewhere. And
This is the Stretchbox, which was original lunchbox body that I cut and stretched 4 inches. And then we took the chassis here, which is the stock lunchbox chassis, or Unimog chassis, which they're the same, Midnight Pumpkin, they're the same, and stretched that 4 inches to fit the Stretchbox body itself. So you can see that lined up. It'd be very, very cool. So, like I say, this is the project. It was a big project, getting the paint work and everything set, and LEDs, but it was an extremely fun project, and it's coming near the end. I'm gonna miss this bad boy, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna miss this, but I'm very excited to see what Josh is gonna have in store for it. I'm gonna give you a little sample run of the Kumamot buggy in the basement here. It's got the little 380 motor. The rates are turned up. They're not down to 50%, so this is full power. So I'm just gonna blast around a little bit here, just give you an idea what it looks like running. Turn around there. I'm getting this major slip action like that, which is pretty cool. You can actually fishtail. Because of the posi rear end, I locked out the diff on this. If it was limited slip, it would want to correct itself. It allows you to do some kind of drift action, which is pretty cool. This car doesn't jump the best. It's pretty brutal on the suspension. It's just got some friction dampeners and they're pretty primitive, but I'll get a little better one than that for you. Oh, too bad. Well, it's pretty cool. You just have a little room like this in the basement, and I set up some, I mean, it's a 1/10 scale vehicle. It's fun just whipping around like this. Funny, I'm actually drifting with this thing a little bit. Like a power slide, I guess. It's one cool thing about 380, it doesn't have a ton of top end power, but it's snappy out of the gate. They have enough fun with it. This is a cool looking buggy though. This bear is just neat looking. Never thought I'd be a fan of the bear, but body turned out really cool. I ran out of LEDs for it. I haven't been able to get out with the 4 hobby shops because I need LEDs to finish up the Stretchbox too on the last phase. And I can't seem to find LEDs, so I'm going to end up having to order them online because I can't finish braces either. So. Hey, Rich here from 2RC Productions, and we got a little unboxing to do for you today. I promised this a while back, and this is a Fastlane RC, which is a toy grade RC. And here on 2RC Productions, I do hobby grade stuff, but I also pay attention to the toy grade stuff too, because a lot of the toy grade stuff is worth mentioning. Now this car, I've never seen one out of the box. I've seen a couple videos of them running, but I've never seen them personally firsthand, so we're going to bring this to you. The fact that I saw it on the store shelf, and I saw the price of it and the look of it, I couldn't pass it up. I talked about it a little while back, and now we're bringing you the unboxing. So I want to do an overview, unboxing, little review, and a run. This is a ready to run, except for the double A's for the controller. It's a 2.4 gigahertz controller. It comes with a 3.7 volt LiPo battery, 1 cell, which is why I would buy it, which brings the barrier between the toy grades and the hobby grades closer and closer. And we've talked about this many times on my channel. And toy grades are really coming along, and some of the entry-level hobby grades are kind of going in reverse, and they're kind of meeting in the middle. And for a toy grade, you have to expect that you're going to be giving this to a kid, and they are going to beat the living snot out of the vehicle. So when you go to buy a vehicle like this, one is performance, look, and durability for a kid. This costs $29, which is extremely cheap for a ready-to-run with a built-in battery and so on. So what we're going to do here is I'm not going to talk too much about the box. I'm going to get this thing unwrapped, and we'll check right back in, and I'll show you the contents of the package.
All right, YouTubers, we're back with the Truggy here. And I'm not sure what scale this is exactly, but I'm going to put the 1/24 scale trail trekker in view with it so you can get an idea. It looks a little bit larger than 1/24 scale to me, but you get an idea. It's very close in size, so it's pretty small, but it's not like a micro, obviously, like a 1/36. It's not as tiny as, say, the Micro T. Give you a little size comparison, a Lowe's Micro T next to it. It's substantially bigger than that. All right, so first look. Graphics look awesome. That's what got my attention. Very cool looking, hobby grade looking body. It's got removable body clips on there. Nothing really to look at on the chassis. It's just a sealed up chassis. It's a throwaway. These vehicles, you don't repair them. You don't change parts. Once they're done, they're done. It does have friction dampeners all the way around, independent suspension. You can see when I push it down, it's got a little bit of spring action. Front and rear, pretty stiff, which is good. It's got pretty soft rubber tires. They're firm enough, soft enough to get some grip, firm enough not to completely flatten out. You can see it's bouncy, so you'll be able to take jumps with it. Nothing's going to happen. It's relatively light. It's got a little weight to it, but not too bad. The look is really cool. The radio, 2.4 gigahertz radio, real basic, just a basic toy grade setup, nothing fancy. Has the cable in the back, just like the ECX kickflip and beatbox, which I'm not a huge fan of this, but in this category, it's to be expected. You're charging the car from the transmitter off of that cable, which I will show you that. The wheels look cool. The tires look cool. The body looks really cool. It's got a bumper in the front. Basic chassis design. Rear bumper. In case for forward and rear collisions, you're covered. It's all Phillips head hardware, which means that you can disassemble it if you wanted to, certain portions of it. Why you would need to do that, I don't know. The steering arms don't look like they come off. Look like they're riveted in place, but they look pretty beefy. Has the trim underneath to adjust the straightness of the vehicle when it's running. It's got substantial slap in the front wheels. You know, there's no precision driving here. This is going to be proportional throttle and I believe non-proportional steering, which would make it, again, like the ECX kickflip and beatbox. I'm actually kind of looking for an alternative to that car because I was very displeased with that. But for this price range, to buy this car for a kid for a birthday or Christmas or something might be the ticket. And the fact that it has really grippy tires, it's not going to be sliding around a lot, but again, it's not going to have the power that the kickflip and beatbox have. They do have a lot of power. They are fast, but you can't control the speed because of the foam tires they slide around. So anyway, what I'm going to do is break away. I'm going to fire this thing up. I have it all charged, and I'm going to kick the throttle and the steering. We'll do a little check. We'll bind it, and I'll give you a little run on the floor here. Maybe hit a ramp and see what it looks like. All right, YouTubers, this is the basement. This is the basement set up wide open. It's probably about 12, 14 feet wide by probably 25 feet long or something. And we got the space here cleared out to do a course. So this is going to be pretty cool. I got a little bed set up here, little turn thing, little jump. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to get on with a run. I might even do a little mix-up and give you a few runs of a few cars. So I'm going to turn on the Storm Crusher here. Turn on the controller. Turn on the car. Where are we at here? We got power up. That's it. Oh! Crashed already. Well, I got to set the steering. Oh, jeez. I gotta set the steering a little bit on this bad boy. That's the only problem with this. The steering is a little bit sensitive, I notice. Kind of moves around. Once you get it set, not bad. Oh, nice jump. There we go. Takes a couple minutes to get the steering lined up. It seems to change a little bit. So you can see it'll do a little donut. You ease into the throttle. Nice. Get it set up. I got a little bump. Ooh, little jump over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some PVC pipe.
some small PVC pipe, and I'm going to make a decent course down there for the micros. Ooh, spun around, spun around. And again, these are a little bit difficult to control because they don't have proportional steering, but for a kid to bash around, they're very fun. Go around, give you a little wide range. Yeah. I mean, you could do, the thing that's cool about them is you don't worry about them. Like you can bash them, smash them, whatever. For $29 with tax, it was like 24 bucks and 29 with tax. I center over there a little bit. Get you some speed runs there. Gonna hit that ramp again. Boom. Got to kind of ease into the gas a little bit. I am on smooth concrete here, but it is clean because the wife just cleaned it. Oh, carnage. Here, watch what I'm saying now. Bumping into the wall. I mean, it doesn't have enough power to really do any damage. It's perfect for a young kid starting out that likes to mess around with them. Couple little donuts. Oh, right on the top side. Get around it. Get you some oval run in here. It says it does like 7.5 miles an hour or something. It's no real speed freak or not, but it goes fast enough, especially for in a basement or something like this. I tore this thing all apart actually, and there is option to upgrade it as well. Alright, so you get the idea with this guy here. Just gonna give you one more good jump there. Yeah. Alright, Rich from 2RC Productions back, and just did our little run there. Gave you a few clips of running and jumping and bashing up against the walls. It is definitely a little bit hard to control with the non-proportional steering, which would put it in the same class as like the kickflip and beatbox, like I said. It does slide around quite a bit, even though the tires are rubber and soft. It still does slide around and do donuts like on a smooth floor. You get a little bit of dust on them and they're spinning pretty good. But on low pile carpet and a little bit of shag carpet that I have upstairs, a little higher pile, it would grip up really well. In reverse, it seems to have a lot less power right off the bat. When you go to reverse on the thick carpet, it's slow to accelerate in reverse, even though the battery power was good. But when you're on the floor, it was fine. And going forward on the carpet, it was fine. So I was bouncing off the walls, and it just kind of sprung off the bumpers and, you know, bashed around on the tires. You hit something, and it kind of springs off the tires. There's a lot of give in a front suspension. It took me a little bit to get the steering adjusted properly with the trim, but once I got it right, it was tracking pretty straight. So definitely a cool truck for kids, you know, if you're thinking of a birthday gift or Christmas gift or maybe a first RC for someone. I got the steering down pretty good. You just have to compensate that you're going to tap it, and it's going to be little by little. You don't have that ability to do, you know, wide or short circles all in one shot with non-proportional steering. Proportional steering means you give it a little bit, and it'll turn a little bit as you need it, like a real car. So that's the only downside, but for the price, $29, you go to a Toys R Us and buy it. If there's a problem, you got a receipt, you bring this thing right back. They're going to give you another unit, so can't really go wrong with it. I had fun running it, and I'll run it again. But wanted to share this with you because I thought it was definitely worth mentioning on the channel for an entry-level RC. So, till next time, Rich from 2RC Productions, asking you to please rate, subscribe, and comment in no particular order. And I want to give a couple shout-outs. Today. I want to mention Sator Rotas. Very cool dude. Check out his channel. Extremely talented artist. This guy will have a pile of stuff in the middle of his bench, and I have no idea what he's doing. And by the time the video's over, he creates a masterpiece out of the stuff he has. Very talented dude, cool videos. Another guy I want to mention, RC Nixter. He's a member of Team Integrity RC, and he's been putting out a lot of cool trailing videos. A guy in his dog productions. He goes out on the trails, and his dog follows with him. Real good dog. Stays right by his side while he's making his trailing video. So I want to give a shout out to him. I'm going to start doing that on 2RC Productions videos, giving out shout outs to people that I deal with or people that are on my community or people that comment on my videos. I think it's a cool idea, and I'm going to start doing more of it. So
All right, guys. Rich here signing out. Thanks for watching.